Ukraine is a geographical center of Europe and the second largest European country by territory. 45 million people. Developed industry. Agricultural sector and IT are rapidly growing lately. One of the advantages of the country is the geographical location on the borders of East and West. At the same time, precisely this creates a problem. Being located at geopolitical crossroads, the country turned into the battlefield for its more powerful neighbors. Huge corruption and continuous political instability, these are the main internal problems of Ukraine that are leading to systematic social discontent. A new spiral of the protests was 2013 Euromaidan. It all started with a peaceful demonstration of citizens who were dissatisfied with the government's rejection of European integration. But in 3 months resulted in a full-scale revolution.
Medics! Medico! Medico!
The protests were most active in the western and central regions. Late February, the conflict reached a critical point. After the mass shooting of people in Kiev, President Yanukovych escaped. Several weeks later, Russia, under the false pretext of protecting the civilians, sent its troops to Crimea. As a result, the peninsula was illegally annexed by the Russian Federation. This action was condemned by the UN. Thereafter, the Crimean scenario was tested in southern and eastern Ukraine. Today, the all-out war is in progress between pro-Russian separatists and Ukrainian army in 2 eastern provinces of the country, Donetsk and Luhansk. The proponents of federalism seize administrative buildings, rob the shops and offices, and intimidate civilians. All this affected the economy. In the first quarter, the GDP fell by 1.1%. According to Moody's, it might fall by 10% by the end of 2014. The national currency, hryvnia, devalued by almost 50% against euro since the start of the year. That led to splashing inflation, increase in energy prices, and a sharp decrease in the purchasing power of Ukrainians. Hryvnia devaluation directly affected insurance companies. In April 2014, new car sales fell by 70%. The market is expected to fall by 50% compared to 2013. The prices for drugs and spare parts have risen sharply. In addition, a new 7% tax on drugs was introduced. The crisis affected the financial sector. The banks stopped crediting. Several banking institutions were declared insolvent. In one of them, the Motor Transport Insurance Bureau of Ukraine deposited a larger part of the Victim Protection Fund. In this dire situation, insurance market is left without state regulator. The previous management was involved in corruption schemes. The current authorities are more engaged in the battle for power than into solving acute problems. In Unica, from the start of the crisis, the management aimed at keeping the situation under control and continuously adjusted sales and underwriting policies and principles depending on the market and risk situation. The company had no business interruption during the crisis and kept constant communication with the regions, clients, and partners. In the past years, we have developed multi-channel sales in all regions of the country, strong and large corporate business, and cooperation with more than 50 banks and almost every significant car dealer. Our salespeople and sales management are very strong. Unica took some preventive measures that helped to mitigate the impact of the crisis. Unica liabilities in foreign currencies are more than fully covered by the assets in the foreign currencies. In 2013, Unica implemented Zebel claim management system and new contact center that allowed to increase efficiencies and achieve savings in health claims to mitigate the devaluation impact. Unica was also prepared to switch to lump sum payments in motor and conducted heavy negotiations with repair shops and drugstores to partly compensate for devaluation. The implementation of TOM1 reduced the costs of the head office. The premium for the new contracts is increased in accordance with the current economic situation. Now, Casca and health insurance agreements include a specific devaluation clause that allows to increase insurance premiums should the devaluation exceed 20%. We consider and analyze each insurance event in detail to minimize all risks and costs. The company monitors banks to identify financial institutions with low solvency to minimize investment risks. All these measures led to a positive result in Q1 of 2014, whereby Unica took a leading position on the Ukrainian insurance market with 40% premium growth and increased its profit by 113%. The loss ratio in non-life is still at 47.5% and below the budget. The Unica team is ready to fight for the leading positions on the Ukrainian insurance market. We believe that the Ukrainian insurance market, as well as the entire Ukrainian economy, has great potential. Despite all the difficulties, Unica plans to focus on profitable growth in 2014. We have developed detailed sales strategies for 2014. At the same time, the armed conflict is going on in the eastern regions, and the economy suffers. It is extremely difficult to predict the future political and economic developments, although we can see some positive signs and changes. We are looking forward to a peaceful and prosperous future and believe that with a strong spirit and a great team, everything is possible.